Now let's do something interesting today. I'm closing this. HTML data attribute. I'm taking off this. Before explaining here, let me explain from here. Like developer console. We have a new parameter called v.body by default in the Lightning components. Okay. v.body. It's a default parameter that we had in the Lightning components by default. Okay, I'm creating one Lightning application. Let's say my name is body demo. Yeah, submit. New Lightning component, body demo component. Okay. So this is my component. So here I say I am good. How to call this body demo component? Generally we do like this way, right? C colon body demo, and either you can enter in a single line or you can also do this way, the other way, the one I am doing now, right? Yes or no? Like if I take an example of anchor tag or anything A, I can simply say some text, right? Internally I'm passing text. This text will gonna display in a output, isn't it? Right? A, and it is coming up. What if I want to pass some text here? This is my text injection. What if I want to pass something like this? Well, will this gonna display or not? Will this will be displayed or it will not be displayed? Here you can see this will not going to display. The reason behind, even though you are passing your injection, but where need to display that we need to define in the component. That is called simply all we need to mention v dot body. If any injection happens, automatically it will be displayed from here. See, right? Right? And you can have multiple times v dot bodies. You can have multiple v dot bodies. It's fine. But again, you cannot pass different text to the different string. All you need to pass only one text. You got it? Any question in the text injection v dot body? V dot body in the sense is a placeholder so that you can pass your text or components dynamically. Here I can pass like this or I can also pass from here. See, this is also fine. I even pass this one. I, it's just an app, but the focus is here. You don't worry about the app I created to see a preview, nothing else. But the demo is going on v dot body. Now you can pass components, you can pass anything. So whatever components we created, again, HTML data attributes, right? I can say br c colon HTML data attributes. You can see, got it. Even you can call, okay, this is fine. This happens. The reason behind it is a developer console. You can see you are getting your data, isn't it? Like you can pass your components also. It's not just that, you can even pass your components, right? Accepted or not accepted? Yep. HTML. It's a component that we created yesterday, right? It's a component that we created yesterday in the Aura components, isn't it? Aura attributes, Aura components. Here, this component is the HTML attributes that. Okay. Now the same way, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a components dynamically on click of or whatever, like on click of button, I will be creating a components. Let's say Control P, SFDX, sorry, SFDX, create Aura component, dynamic display, dynamic display, and I'll define one attribute here like dev class SLDS card lightning input type equal to text, label equal to component name, placeholder, provide component name without namespace. Yeah, blue color it will give for a button. No, no, it's just for color codes. Label equal to delete colon variant equal to destruction or destructive something it will be there. Let me figure it out like what is that. Variant equal to destructive. Yep. If you know the keywords, that would be easy always. Deploy this to source arc. Deploy this to source arc. Meanwhile, let me go back and add this. Edit page. Display, dynamic display, dynamic display. Perfect. Now you can see the difference. The destructive means you'll get a red color, and brand it is giving like this one, right? Brand is like a blue color, and destruction is like a red color. Okay. Now, if I entered HTML data attributes and then display component, so for me, this component should load here dynamically. I mean, this will be there, but the other component will be loaded because I need it. If I click delete for this component, then it should delete that particular component. You got it? Yes, component name and then display, it should display. So let's go back. We need to update our code, how it looks like in the controller. Because we'll not be writing everything in the hard coded. So we need to do dynamically. So here I can say display component. So generally first I need to read a value. So how can I read a value? Based on ID I will read. So aura colon ID C name. So I'm saying the component name as a C name, aura ID. Okay. Control C. Now I'll say let display component name equal to component dot find. You need to pass your ID because we need to get a value based on ID dot get v dot value, and then we have to create a component. We have to create a component. Create a component will have four parameters. The first one is secure dollar a dot create component. Then this will go with a display component name, comma, params, comma, function of new component, comma, status, comma, error message. Error message. So what it will contain? It will contain three parameters. One is component name, whatever the component you want to display, and then parameters in the JSON file. If we want to pass any parameters, you can pass as a JSON file, and function, new component, status, and error message. Clear? This is how it looks. And then let's go back, function. Yep. Create component structure. Here you can pass your parameters in the JSON like key value page. You got it? Any question? Oh, how you will display your component? Always C colon, right? So what we need to do, let's add C colon here. And then component dot find get dot value, and we got our display component. Let's, and we really don't want to pass any parameters. I'm leaving this as a blank. Function of new component, status, error message. So let me do few changes here. If status equal to equal to equal to equal to, so when it is equal to SUCCES, success, right spelling, am I wrong? When it is success, then I need to update my body equal to component dot get. I need to get my body. you can get directly by using v.body. Okay, as I said, right, we also have one more standard parameter called v.body, isn't it? v.body, then body dot push equal to, sorry, your new component. You need to push your new component inside body. You are pushing it. Any question? And then simple component dot set v dot body colon, I mean comma body. So this is it for a success. What if it is else? Alert error JSON dot stringify your error message. Your error message. Now here we can pass one parameter called aura ID, at least for a set aura ID for the component. How to set aura ID? How to set aura ID? How it looks? Aura colon ID colon your set dot component dot name copy. Yes. Now I'm setting my aura ID also. I'm setting my aura ID. That's it. Deploy. Okay. Bad is that I need to call my component. On click c dot display component. Deploy this to source arc. Refresh. You got it? The component got loaded, isn't it? Yes or no? It is loading again and again with the same ID. But it's like if it is already there, you can throw an error saying that it's the component is already loaded. Let's say if the component is already loaded, then I need to throw an error. How can I throw an error? Simply, I can say that let old CMP equal to component dot find component dot v dot value. If the component value is found, right? If old component, then alert component is already loaded. Simply I'm doing, if it is not null, I mean if the same ID is already there, then I'm returning it. Refresh. HTML data attributes. Now you got alert, right? Component already loaded. It will not load second time. If I want to do load these search accounts, if I want to load my search accounts, what is the search account names? Header CMP, right? Header CMP. So I can say header CMP display. You got the header CMP, isn't it? If I want to display contacts, display accounts. No component name is display accounts, correct only, right? Display ACC, okay, triple C. Oil, if I do search, total accounts 3, but this is firing inside, so which is not able to register. You understood, right? How to create a component dynamically. How many parameters we have for a creation? We have three parameters. Your display component name. The second parameter is your aura attributes to pass to a lightning component, and the function to create your component, initiate your component. Yes or no? Okay. This one, C colon, whatever the component name you are writing, that what we are getting. So this looks in a way, let's say, hash. The first, yes, exactly. Dollar dot create component is a method. Okay. In this, we need to pass three parameters. One is with display component with namespace. We need to pass namespace and then parameters, or I can say set attributes. This is attributes, right? Our IDs and all attributes, isn't it? Colon function. When I say function, it always ends with curly braces only. In this first component is new component, comma, status, comma, error message. These are the three standard parameters for a function. This new component will contain these values automatically. You don't want to handle specially. And now here what your content, if status equal to success, then push your new component to v dot body, or based on, or to particular, whatever you can do by saying push for that body, HTML body. Clear? Any question in this? Here display component in the sense, because we are entering a data here in the input field, and I am reading that data based on this Aura ID, that is called the C name is standing for. Got it? Sorry. Aura ID you can give anything. Anything you can give. Any question, take a look one more time. If I want to delete a particular component, then we have another method called reset display function component dot helper. Let display component name. I'm just picking up the same thing, but this time I don't need any of this. So we have only a simple method. We have only a simple method called display component. When I say c dot find, okay, let display component equal to component dot find, because we are creating a component with this ID only, right? Here we are processing that as ID, isn't it? So I can able to find with the same ID component dot find our ID. If display component is not undefined, then display component dot destroy. We have a method called destroy. Copy, and we have on click c dot display component, deploy this to source server. Now let's see display accounts. It's not coming up. HTML data attributes component already there. That's interesting. Refresh. Display component attributes display delete. So you can delete it, right? It is deleting, isn't it? Yes or no? It is deleting. So for a deletion, which method we have used? We simply called that method. We founded the component name. Based on the component name, we are getting component because the component is tagged to Aura ID. I can even show in the output. If I say right click inspect elements, right click inspect elements, dev SLDS card. Okay, here it is not showing Aura ID. Data phone, data render. What about data record? It is coming. Okay, record is not coming up. Full details, yes. It is object only. Mhm. That is how last time we got an error. Okay, so it is not showing up here technically. Your Aura attribute will be your HTML data attributes. Based on that, I am getting my data. Based on that, I am reading my component, and then I'm calling a simple method called destroy. As soon as I get destroy, it just deleted from the DOM elements. Deleted. So let's say display component, and I can say HEAD or header CMP display. No, 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 no. Header CMP HTML data attributes and automatic operations. So we got everything here. Now if I want to delete only my header component, HEAD header CMP, it just deletes this one. It will not delete everything. It just deletes that. C, right? Only it is deleted at header CMP, isn't it? If I say arithmetic operations, it's already displaying. So I think you'll get no component name or arithmetic. Okay, arithmetic operation. Okay, display. Okay, component already loaded. If I delete it, it deletes only arithmetic operation. So it will not delete everything. It deletes only that particular element, whatever the ID is matching. Okay. Any questions?